What's up, guys, and thanks for tuning in to CRÜZR Radio, episode number 50. In today's episode, we sit down with Mr. Travis Avery from Sawyer Products. Let's get into it. Turkey season is slowly crept upon us now. It's like my most anticipated time of the year, and with turkey season, everything else seems to come out of the ground and the woods. And who better to talk about some of them other things than Mr. Travis Avery from Sawyer? How are you, man?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. For those that don't know you, why don't you give us a little rundown who you are and what you do?
Appreciate it. So I work for Sawyer Products. We've been around since 1984. I help oversee the marketing department, and we're excited to continue the education on insect repellents and vector-borne diseases, and so how people can safely get outdoors.
Yeah. So what exactly would you say Sawyer Products is?
So we're in the outdoor protection industry. We started in first aid, then expanded into insect repellent, sunscreens, and then lastly, water filtration. So we cover a lot of different ways that you can safely and effectively get outdoors.
Yeah. And for those that are listening, the famous black and yellow bottles.
Correct. The permethrin, Sawyer permethrin. Yep. It is the fabric-based insect repellent that lasts for 6 weeks or 6 washes.
Yeah. So, with tick populations, I mean, I feel like they're increasing. I don't know statistically if they are or not.
Yeah, they have more than tripled in the past 15 years.
Really?
Correct.
Why do you think that is?
A number of variables as we continue to build the suburbs and whatnot. But yeah, that is something that they're currently actively studying, but they're providing to be more resilient than we previously thought. They're surviving at elevations previously not thought possible, surviving temperatures not thought possible. So it's definitely something that can be more and more studied as we move forward.
Yeah, it seems like, I could sit here and just think of multiple people I know that have alpha-gal from ticks or Lyme's disease and stuff like that. And I feel like in the hunting world especially, it's like we get all this stuff together. You know, we get our packs, we get our bows, our guns, or whatever. But this is becoming such a problem. You know, packing some permethrin definitely needs to be included in that checklist.
Agreed. It's one of the things that's not always the most first in mind, but it should be your first layer protection. And so there's a lot of bells and whistles that are far more exciting to buy or see. But Lyme disease has also more than doubled in the past 10 years. So yeah, it should be something that should be more proactively attended to.
Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about like what is permethrin, because I'm sure there's tons of hunters out there that think it's bug spray or it's so much more than that. So how does permethrin work, and why does it work so effectively?
Yeah. So permethrin is the synthetic replica of the chrysanthemum flower's natural insect repellent, and it can be used to be applied to a variety of fabrics and gear. It does not harm any fabrics or finishes. So whether it's your blind, your gear, the fabric in the interior of your truck, basically it's a insect repellent that once dried is effective against mosquitoes, ticks, and other biting insects, and lasts for 6 weeks or 6 washes. It was originally developed for the U.S. military, but now we have a civilian formula that's widely available, and it can be applied to a variety of clothing and gear on stuff as sensitive as silk. That's how safe it is, but also still effective.
Yeah. So it's as easy as spraying it on your gear, letting it dry, and it's good for 6 weeks.
Yep, 6 weeks of sun exposure or the heavy agitation of a washing machine. Those are the only two ways it degrades.
Something so simple that can save you so much problems.
Yep. So we also do a lot of work in the camping and hiking industry, and it's kind of one of the things that's common between hiking and hunting is the most dangerous things in the woods are typically the ticks and other biting insects.
Yeah. And this is kind of off of the spring season, but the biggest question is, do you think that deer can smell permethrin?
So again, Sawyer permethrin is 100% odorless after drying. So fortunately, it is something that is both very beneficial and non-detrimental. Deer will absolutely not be able to smell you.
That's definitely a conversation I've heard numerous people talk about. Of course, in the deer
Sure,
woods, it's
yeah. Well, oh, I didn't mean to cut you off,
no.
but there is agricultural grade permethrin out there, and it is not on the same caliber as what we're using. So there are other options out there that are smellier or can actually irritate your skin after water access. But with our pharmaceutical grade formula, it completely bonds with the fabric fibers and will only degrade in the sun or through the washing machine.
Wow. And I keep saying this. I mean, it's just so simple. I would hate to know not spraying something on my clothes was the reason that I now can't eat red meat no more.
Totally understandable and agreed. And so that's another one of those things that is on the very newer side. A lot of people growing up that might have taught us how to hunt didn't have the concerns that we do now with vector-borne diseases or even alpha-gal specifically.
So and I know I don't want to ask you too many like biology questions because I know that you're more focused on preventing them, but like
I'll answer anything I know, and if not, I'll tell you. I'll come back to you.
So is alpha-gal kind of evolved over time through a tick, or what does that look like?
Yeah. So my current understanding is alpha-gal is a disease that can be only transmitted currently specifically by the Lone Star tick, which, if its name indicates, is prominently or originally discovered in Texas, but doesn't have the range of locations that other diseases like Rocky Mountain spotted fever or Lyme might. There's around there is 16 total disease insects, but fortunately, Lone Star is on the smaller side, but still naturally a very large concern.
Yeah, absolutely. So is there like more places that would, or there are places that would have more ticks than other places per se?
Yep. So if you look at areas like Pennsylvania or Lyme, Connecticut, where Lyme gets its name, there's a very high prevalence on that coast, but Lyme disease has now been discovered in all 50 states.
Gotcha. That's Lyme's disease is definitely something. I mean, I know, like I said, I know at least 10 people that have Lyme's disease or have had it, and I appreciate you coming on today to talk about some of this stuff because, like I said, in the hunting world, you know, everybody wants to talk about the oohs and the ahs, as I like to call it.
Sure. Yeah. We get outshined at SHOT Show and other gear shows. Bug spray isn't as exciting, but it is certainly as important.
Yeah.
There's a lot of care and consideration that goes into getting outdoors effectively and safely. And we're hoping that eventually tick concerns and insect concerns will be more commonly attended to as we get more visibility and awareness around it.
Yeah. So I think DEET is another insect repellent, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yep. So that's probably the most famous or most widely known topical insect repellent. So that's basically only for your skin. It will or can damage your clothing and gear depending on the material type. So it won't last as long as like a fabric treatment will, but it is still basically the most effective topical insect repellent as far as a vapor barrier. So it'll keep the insects the furthest away from you. But there are other alternatives now that other companies offer and we offer that are so our number one topical is actually now picaridin because it's gear safe, family safe, won't harm any of your gun finishes or anything. So there are still topical insect repellents that are still very helpful for covering your skin. But naturally, if you have your first layer of defense being fully covered in permethrin treated clothing and gear, that will make an even more significant difference than just a topical alone.
Okay. So do you see like how close are they as far as protecting you from insects? Is
Yeah,
between
so they
tick and
just
permethrin?
they both still effective. They just work a little bit differently. So the picaridin formulas come in a spray and a lotion, and the lotion version lasts up to 14 hours on your skin against mosquitoes and ticks. So it's actually even longer lasting than our longest lasting DEET formula, which is still very popular with the military, but it's still just to kind of answer your question on comparative effectiveness, it's actually still very effective and actually outperforms traditional DEET.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure you didn't mention this, but permethrin comes from the flower. And is that certain flower like something that bugs stay away from at all
Yep.
costs?
Yep. So the chrysanthemum flower is natural insect repellent. If I can pull it, the
Oh, okay.
chrysanthemum flower. Yeah. So the natural version that it produces synthesizes in the sun after about 15 minutes or so, which is fine because it's constantly producing it. But yeah, so that is what the chrysanthemum flower uses to protect itself against bugs. And picaridin is derived from the basically natural insect repellent produced by like black pepper plants.
I would love to know how they figured out that flower does that.
Yeah, no, super cool, and that would be one of those things I'd happily email you or send you citations after. I will not attempt to
No,
summarize that right now.
I didn't expect you to, but I was racking
Yeah,
that through my brain. Like, what guy
sure.
was
Yep.
walking through the
Yep.
woods one day and was like,
Yeah.
this flower?
Yeah. So I think the easiest way I could attempt to create an analogy is just like how like hot pepper plants, whether they're habanero or jalapeno or others, those are clearly edible and spicy, but they're used as a natural deterrent. Similarly, the piperine from black peppers or the natural insect repellents that chrysanthemums produce. So that's kind of how they react, if that analogy works well.
Oh yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
One thing that Sawyer does as well, and you kind of touched on it, but the filters.
Yes. Thanks for the alley oop. So
Primarily find like running water, or will it filter any water? What
yeah,
does the
so
spots look like?
any wilderness water, basically not salt water or anything that's potentially contaminated with gasoline or
Mm-hmm.
whatnot. But yeah, any standard wilderness water. We work with around 140 charities in 80 countries around the world where these same filters are actually providing clean water on a daily basis. But yeah, basically the water just needs to get forced through this very easy to use hollow fiber membranes, and it'll filter out all the harmful contaminants.
Wow. And you just touched on the thing I wanted to talk about next. I noticed that Sawyer does a global water initiative, and I feel like that's huge because maybe not a lot of people can send stuff or go do stuff. But I mean, the stuff is such as these filters,
Yeah.
so small, so minute, can help so many people.
Yeah. So these filters will weigh like 2 to 3 ounces. I'm ashamed of my
You're fine. I should have
example.
give you a forewarning.
No, you're good. They're just buried on my desk, and I just got back from traveling. Yeah, so here's one of our more popular emergency filters. But yeah, so they're super small, but also still super effective and long lasting. And yeah, so shortly after getting into the water filtration industry, we realized how much more capable our filters were than we originally ever expected. And so very quickly, we were able to figure out or start to figure out the process of being able to use these filters for permanent long-term relief. So yeah, it's the exact same filters we use and sell, whether you're buying it online or in stores at Cabela's, Bass Pro, you name it. And they're being used at this point. We have some filters that have been in consistent daily use since 2008.
Wow.
So yeah, so since it's our own products that we're donating, it actually allows us to do even more than if we were just doing sort of a charity run for it. So we're very proud of what we've been able to accomplish thus far. We've been able to bring clean water to over 28 million people thus far. And even just this last fall with Hurricane Helene, we were able to donate around 24,000 Sawyer filters, and around 90,000 in total were used amongst the various charities that we partner with as well. So internationally and domestically, these filters are making some truly life-changing differences.
For sure, for sure. And how long? I know you said you have filters used daily, but like, how long could you use a single filter?
So we designed them to have a 10-year shelf life. But yes, we have continuous still in operational filters dating back to around 2008. So
Wow.
we have yet to find a end of life expectation for these. As long as they're properly maintained, all you have to do is backwash them to basically flush out all the particulates and pathogens. For our international partners, that's part of the daily education for the people who don't have clean water. So that's part of their basically daily chores to make sure that their filters are lasting this long. So we're very curious to see from here what the kind of the limits of longevity are.
Mm-hmm.
But for right now, they have a 10-year out of packaging shelf life.
That's insane. What are some of the things that you would be filtering out of just some wilderness water that you
Yeah.
might not? I mean, even
Yeah.
stuff you can't see.
Oh yeah, I mean that's going back to ticks being possibly the most dangerous part of the woods. The most dangerous stuff in the water is the stuff you can't see or barely can see. It's not the particulate or the cloudiness of the water; it's the microscopic bacteria and cysts. E. coli, Giardia, Salmonella. These are kind of some of the most common pathogens that you will see in either wilderness water or in water after like boil alerts. For Hurricane Helene, naturally, their water had gotten contaminated with all the flooding.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's that level of contamination or just kind of other boil alerts, there's thousands of boil alerts every year here in the U.S., but the Sawyer filter will be able to make sure all of that water is safe to drink.
That's awesome. Y'all are really, and this is a side of our industry. I know I've said it, and I can't stress it enough, that is overlooked oftentimes, but it's stuff that it genuinely
social media platforms. But yeah, reach out to us. We'll get your email or message. I promise. That's how small we are. And yeah, if you're definitely curious how we're able to do what we're able to do as a small company, the book Sawyer Think by Kurt Avery is a great peek behind the curtains.
Yeah, absolutely. And y'all are in a lot of box stores too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So if you find Sawyer.com/where to buy, we have a robust store locator. So whether it's your mom and pop local shop or some of the box stores or online, we feel very fortunate to have the distribution we do, and appreciate anyone who wants to show us support. Our products stand for themselves, and hopefully you'll appreciate us using our products for good.
Yeah, for sure. And I can 100% assure you, because I know it for a fact, that all the CRÜZR bunch will have black and yellow bottles in their hunting pack or in the pre-trip. We've been using it for years. It's a fabulous product. It's saved. I mean, I'm a tick phobiac, if that's even a word. If I see hear one, anything, I start itching. So the only way to stop it is to prevent it.
Yeah, it truly is that effective. There was a study done by the University of Rhode Island that showed that you're more than 72 times less likely to get bitten by a tick with permethrin. So we have a kind of an internal joke. We say half of the people have used it, absolutely love it, and the other half just haven't used it yet. That's how effective it actually is.
No, I believe that for sure. And we'll be sure and put the link in the description below to come and check y'all out. And like I said, if you're looking for something to protect you this spring during turkey season, check no further than Sawyer. You can't miss the bottle. Once you look at it, you'll remember it forever.
Yep, here you go. Our classic goldenrod bottle.
Yep,
this is our dog version of it. You can use it on your dog as well.
Awesome. Well, man, I sure do appreciate you tuning in. Spreading a little awareness about something so minute, but something so large at the same time. And hopefully we can do something in the future.
No, I look forward to it. I'm happy we're connected. And if you guys get any good questions or come up with any questions that come up after this, let me know, or anyone else can reach out directly. But yeah, we're here to hopefully be a information resource.
Great, man. Like I said, I appreciate you coming on so much. And before I go, Scott Cronin said to be sure and tell you. He said hello. And
that's who I was alluding to, but I wasn't sure if we were supposed to name drop him. So
funny enough, he just called me mid-podcast. So
we're good. He's a great dude.
Yes, sir. And I appreciate you coming on, and we'll talk in the future.
Yes, I look forward to it. Thanks you very much for having me.
Yes, sir. Thank you.